Hi, everyone. This is Jerry Doggett with Bernie Scully and Al Huffer, and here we are at Ebbets Field in Brooklyn, about to bring you the Dodgers and the New York Giants. Today's game, like all the Dodger games this season, brought to you by the American Tobacco Company on behalf of Lucky Strike, a light smoke, the best tasting cigarette you ever smoked. And the F&M Schaefer Brewing Company of Brooklyn, brewers of Schaefer Beer, America's oldest lager beer. It's real beer. We'll give you the rundown on today's lineup in just a moment. Man, this is the life, isn't it? You stretched out in the easy chair, your radio beaming in the ball game, and a pack of Luckies close at hand. How come? Well, that's not hard to figure. Fine tobacco alone tastes right. And Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. All fine tobacco. Naturally light tobacco that's good tasting to begin with, and then it's toasted to taste even better. Reach for a Lucky, a light smoke, the best tasting cigarette you ever smoked.
For the taste that you like, light up a Lucky Strike. Light up a light smoke, a Lucky Strike.
Friends, this broadcast is authorized under broadcasting rights granted by the Brooklyn National League Baseball Club, Incorporated, solely for the entertainment of our listening audience. And any publication, rebroadcast, or other use of the descriptions and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Brooklyn National League Baseball Club, Incorporated, is prohibited. Well, today it's game number 2 of the series between the Dodgers and the Giants. The Dodgers won last night's game by a score of 10-0 as John Drysdale fired a sparkling 3-hitter, and the Dodgers used home runs by Hodges, Neal, and Perillo to spark their 10-run attack. So it's game number 2 today, and it'll be Sal Magley going for the Dodgers and Big Red Worthington going for New York. The series finale comes off tomorrow with Ray Crone for New York against Johnny Padres for Brooklyn. Today, Ladies' Day, and also 6,000 not-old kids on hand and a bright sunshine day. And just a fine day for the ball game. The temperature in the middle 70s there in New York. If you folks lolling around the house in the neighborhood of Ebbets Field want something to really give you a good afternoon's entertainment, we might invite you right out here to Ebbets Field and see the ball game between the Giants and the Dodgers. Plenty of good seats available here, so why don't you come on out and take in a ball game. Let's give you a rundown now in the batting orders for this afternoon's game. For New York, it will be Danny O'Connell leading off, playing second base. Don Mueller in right field. Willie Mays in center field. Ray Jablonski at third. Hank Sauer in left. Darrell Spencer at short. And right now, let's have our national anthem. We'll have the rest of the lineup in just a moment. Batting order, following Spencer, will have Whitey Lockman at first base, Valmy Thomas at the catcher spot, and Al Worthington to do the pitching. For the Dodgers, Jim Gilliam at second base, Gino Simoli in left field, Luke Snyder in center, Gil Hodges at first, Carl Cirillo in right field, Charlie Neal at shortstop, Pee Wee Reese at third, Johnny Roseborough catching, and Sal Magley to do the pitching. The bullpen brigade for both clubs now making their way down the lines. So the game here just moments away from the start. Let's give you a rundown on the ball games played last night. In the National League, the Dodgers beat the Giants 10-0. Milwaukee beat Cincinnati 9-5. Philadelphia over Pittsburgh 4-3, and yesterday afternoon, St. Louis beat Chicago 2-1. So the National League finds Milwaukee still holding its 7-game edge, with the Cardinals in third place, half game behind the Dodgers, 7.5 away. The Dodgers take the field now. In the American League yesterday and last night, Washington beat the Yankees 4-2. Boston beat Baltimore 8-1. Kansas City over Chicago 3-1, and Cleveland over Detroit 6-5. So the Yankees have a 6.5-game lead over Chicago in the American League. All the American League games will be played tonight, and we have one night game on the schedule in the National League. That will be the ball game between Milwaukee and Cincinnati. Day game, St. Louis at Chicago and Pittsburgh at Philadelphia. Right now, Sal Magley on the mound, tossing a few down to catcher Johnny Roseboro. Roy Campanella still out with a bad thumb. Sandy Ambrose, who got plunked on the right arm last night, he will be out of action for a couple of days. Sandy has a big puffed up spot on his right forearm just below the elbow. Magley 6-6 on the year, 1-2 against the Giants this year, and 2-2 lifetime. Worthington 8-9 on the year is 1-0 against Brooklyn and 4-1 lifetime against the Dodgers. Magley throwing them in with Reese, Neal, Gilliam, and Hodges on the infield, Samoli in left, Snyder in center, and in right field, Carl Furillo. Here's Danny O'Connell stepping in now to take his swings with Magley's pitches. And stepping to the microphone for Lucky Strike in the play-by-play, here's Tim Scully. Tim?
Thank you, Jerry, and good afternoon, everybody, and a very pleasant day to you, wherever you may be. Danny O'Connell, Don Mueller, and Willie Mays. And Magley goes to work and misses inside, ball one. O'Connell batting .265 with 7 home runs, 31 runs batted in. Magley checks his sign, back he comes, and his curve drops too low, ball two. Fine crowd on hand. We have over 6,000 knot-hole youngsters here today, and we're delighted to see the youngsters in the ballpark. Magley delivers 2-0, and the fastball is over. 2-1. Tommy Gorman, the plate umpire. Dusty Bodgers at first. Kenny Burkhardt at second. Al Dixon at third. Bodgers not feeling well, so they kind of twisted the proper rotation around a bit. 2 runners inside, ball 3. 3-1. O'Connell now takes a look at Davy Williams to see if there's a sign out. 3 balls, 1 strike. The leadoff man, Danny O'Connell. 3-1 pitch is in there, strike 2. Full count to Danny. Magley rubbing at the ball, looks in to get his sign now from Johnny Roseboro. And the 3-2 pitch to Danny O'Connell. Cut on, a fly ball into right center and shallow. Furillo and Snyder coming over. It's Furillo for the catch. 1 up, 1 away. Don Mueller being announced. Don hitting .263 with 6 home runs, 36 runs batted in. 1 out, first inning, no score. Just the start of things. Lucky Strike blowing smoke rings to you and wishing you the very best on this Labor Day weekend. Fastball to Mueller, in for the strike, 0-1. Don comes out. They have a mild discussion about the pitch with plate umpire Tommy Gorman. Magley back with the strike 1 pitch. A changeup is nubbed up along third. They better let it roll. They do, and it dies fair. So it'll be a base hit for Don Mueller. Neither Reese, Roseboro, nor Magley had a chance. Mueller was actually fooled on the changeup and hit it right off the end of his bat. Squared it up along third, and he beat it out. So Mueller gets an infield single. Willie Mays, batting .332. He's second to Stan Musial's .340. 28 home runs, 86 runs batted in. Magley checking Mueller, now delivers. Fastball is foul back. 0-1. One out, first inning, no score. Giants and the Dodgers in the second game of this three-game series. They'll close things out tomorrow. Johnny Padres and Ray Crone. Kurt Barkley has a very tender and somewhat stiff right shoulder. The strike one pitch, curve, cut on and foul back, 0-2. Mays had that right off the hands, and it hurt a little bit. Really wringing his right hand a moment, now gets back in. Magley checking signs. Johnny Roseboro wigwags him out to him. Strike two pitch. Mays swings, and it's a base hit into left field. Mueller goes to second and holds on. So Willie hits an 0-2 pitch into left for a base hit, and the batter, Ray Jablonski. Jablonski batting .299, 7 home runs, 41 runs batted in. Don Mueller at second, Willie Mays at first. One out, first inning, no score. Mueller looks to his men, now works the plate and misses inside. Ball one. On deck, Hank Sauer. In a first inning jam. Foul turns on the rubber, now set. The 1-0 pitch. Slow curve into the strike. 1-1. Both the Giants and the Dodgers were talking about Don Drysdale's brilliant performance last night. It's all the Giants were talking about in their dressing room after the game. Shaking their heads and saying he's quite a kid. Magley decides to back off the rubber now, just staring in. 1 ball, 1 strike to Ray Jablonski. Magley looks to his runners and delivers 1-1, and a sharp curve is put down and missed. 1-2. Nothing to report at all in the American League. All their games are at night. There are 2 afternoon games in the National League besides this one. 1-2 pitch. Fastball in there. Call strike 3. Ray Jablonski had to be guessing that time. Magley came right down the middle with the fastball. 2 out. Here's Hank Sauer. Hank batting .260, 22 home runs, 64 runs batted in. In the games to be played this afternoon, Pittsburgh and Philadelphia, Friend and Cardwell. The Cardinals and the Cubs, Wiemeyer against either Drott or Elson. These are probable. And Milwaukee at Cincinnati tonight. We'll have a pretty quiet scoreboard today. Sauer waiting. Magley going to let him hang up there. Now Magley ready and delivers. Curveball, low and inside. Ball 1. 1-0. Not only do we have the 6,000 not-all young ladies stay here, and we have quite a representation. I don't think we're going to have our over 4,000 ladies that we had a week ago. It's nice to have the gals out here with us. Magley delivers 1-0 to Sauer, and the curve is over. 1-1.